If you feel disillusioned, don't let yourself be disillusioned, because I think we can make a change. Like, young people can make a change, civil society can make a change, and international cooperation can make a change. I'm Matthias Ecke. I'm a social democratic member of the European Parliament from Germany. I think that we are witnessing the biggest change in global political order after the fall of the Berlin Wall, and maybe even beyond. Great new threats, security threats, global trade is interrupted, but what I think is even worse is that the principle of cooperation as such is under threat. So it is extremely important for progressive forces to defend the very principle of cooperation for the greater good, to defend solidarity. What I find extremely important these days, as a representative of the European Union, so to speak, is that the EU and Canada come closer together. There's a lot of potential for cooperation, for not being bullied by the US administration of Donald Trump. But we really have to invest. We have to invest in cooperation. We have to create the preconditions for better cooperation. We've come a long way. We have a common trade agreement. We have common defense structures. But I think that the potential of Europe's and Canadians' cooperation is underinvested. The potential is much bigger, and we can do all we can to make it better and to have better outcomes. It is more important than ever that we deliver policies for working people. For me personally, I found it very encouraging that so many people are defending democracy in the streets. In Germany, we had manifestations of hundreds of thousands of people directed against any kind of involvement of the far right in making political decisions in Germany. So they saying, we go to the streets, we defend democracy, we defend the very essence of our constitution, and this is something that really keeps me going. It is important to know that the far right is not only using and exploiting disillusionment and fear, they are also creating it. They are also actively creating hate, they're actively creating discontent, and they're exploiting existing problems, but they also create new problems because that is what is fueling their power. So I think reaction must be twofold. On the one hand, we have to really take care about these issues that people feel insecure about, when they feel insecure about their job security, about cost of living, about inflation, but also like when they feel physically insecure because of crime. Then it is about progressive forces that we rebuild trust in the community, trust in the state that really helps people in their everyday life, and we solve problems that exist and do not deny them. But on the other hand, we have to actively fight against misinformation, against made-up stories, against lies, and we have to name them as such. So let's go back to reality. Let's go back to honesty. We have an extremely challenging situation that people say they want to contribute to a greater good, to like a climate neutral economy that is competitive and produces a lot of prosperity. They want to create a better life, but they need the resources and also the procedures to really be part of the change and not just experiencing the change. So I will always advocate, and I do on European level, for more participation, workers' involvement, and for a voice of democracy in the workplace for workers. If you feel disillusioned, don't let yourself be disillusioned, because I think we can make a change. Like, young people can make a change, civil society can make a change, and international cooperation can make a change. We're in a situation where we are challenged from authoritarian regimes and their military capacities. If we give up, who else will step in? It's up to us, it's up to progressives, it's up to civil society, to young people, but also to progressive parties to translate this will into legislation. So I'm a strong advocate for civil society, political party cooperation. I'm a strong advocate for international cooperation. I do this in the European Parliament, in the European Union, where we have a bunch of European states united for the greater good, so to speak, but it goes way beyond. And now we are finding ourselves in a new world order, but this is also an opportunity. It's a threat, but it's also an opportunity that humanity, that the countries of the world and civil societies of the world redirect their efforts, their resources to solve global challenges together, jointly, and on purpose. So everyone can contribute, everyone needs to have their eyes open, needs to be open-minded and collaborate, and not just like go home and close the door and saying, I can't do it anymore. That won't help at all.